Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the last day of the Nanyang American Qualifier. This is it. This is the finals. It's Shazam versus Digital Chaos in a best of 5. Should be a doozy. I'm KotLGuy for Beyond the Summit. I'm going to be joined once again by the legendary American caster himself, GrandGrant. Grant, welcome, my friend. How you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing great. Ready for some classic Shazam versus DC. I'm ready for it, dude. This is the new classic.
Yep. I mean,
the American one.
I can't agree anymore. You got EG and now Complexity. They're up there in their own level. And then it's clearly Shazam and DC, and then everyone else. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would agree. I think looks like DC's trying to make a step up to that level with the EG and Complexity, but Shazam's holding on to their coattails, not letting them go quite yet.
Oh, yeah. That's exactly how it feels. They're like, nope, we're not going to let you get to that invited land position yet. We're going to keep you down here with us in the quals as long as we can continue to deny you. What is their record so far between these two teams? How many times have they matched up?
Okay, I believe they've matched up four matches. I think 3 best of 3s and a best of 5, and it's tied 2-2, surprisingly.
Ooh.
But I believe the game score is 8-5 in DC's favor, which is a pretty big thing. I know it was the ESL Frankfurt qualifier, Shazam won 2-1, and then the winner's bracket of the regionals, Shazam won 2-1. And then we saw the 3-0 and it's 3-2 in favor of DC. My bad, okay.
Yeah, DC seems to be barely etching out ahead in most of these encounters, or not. But Shazam always seemed to make them really work for it at the end. Let's. I know we have a draft underway. Let's quickly. I'm just going to jump over to a very shitty graphic I made for the bracket so we can see the journey these two teams went through to make it to this point. And if we look nice and close, you can see Shazam meeting it against Freedom, 2-1 them, 2-0 against FDL, and then they dropped that series against DC earlier where they lost 1-2. Then they met up against FDL. We casted that yesterday. They beat FDL 2-1 to end up in the spot for Digital Chaos. They started against Dragneil, 2-0'd them, 2-0'd Infamous, and 2-1 Shazam, as already mentioned, to secure their spot here. So they smoothly went through, but for both these teams, as we know, Grant, they have been playing in a shit ton of tournaments. I mean, there's like Canada Cup going on, there's Star Ladder, there's Pro Dota, and Summit.
Yeah, there's a lot of American. This is like the most American Dota I've ever seen go at once. And of course, we're going to see patches dropped every night while we're playing these games.
Oh, absolutely.
So I'm hyped for that.
Yeah, all the little hats have got to be fixed. The lore hasn't been correctly updated. They don't have that glisten. They promised the shine, and it wasn't there. Speaking of shiny items, I think we deserve to go into the draft, but Phantom Lancer picked up. He got a nice new Immortal. We might see it picked up here, but an early pickup of Phantom Lancer is the funny part.
Yeah, I think they know. I mean, Phantom Lancer has one of the best matchups against Invoker. He actually beats Invoker, and they know it's going to get banned if they don't pick it up there. But maybe Shazam was kind of trapping them into picking Phantom Lancer, because they probably knew it was going to come out here against MSS Invoker.
I like also the respect ban of that Elder Titan, something that we've been seeing more from.
It was Shazam banning it. I was looking at that, and I almost thought, I know Misery plays it, but I almost thought it was like a joke ban against themselves, since SVG isn't even there anymore. Maybe I'm reading too far into it, but I mean, they got 3-0'd when they got it banned against them, and it made me chuckle.
Yeah, maybe they're just like, we don't want to hand over DC our precious Elder Titan meta that we had kind of rode on for a while. We're just going to keep that for ourselves. And
we do see Invoker,
imagine
which
they won't
is good.
Get it. But yeah, they get that MSS Invoker you were talking about yesterday.
It was banned down all 3 games.
It was banned every game, but this time we're going to get to see MSS play it. And then it looks like we're going to get Brax on a classic Darkseer, something he plays a shit ton and is very, very good with.
Yeah, we saw him with the wall cliff on 3 heroes yesterday when he just solo killed 2 of them in the Roche pit with that. I mean, they end up losing that game, but Brax's individual Darkseer is pretty sick.
Now, I wonder, again, I'm going to be posing this question like we said yesterday. Mad, we saw Enchantress every single game. This time we get to see him pretty much play something else with the Enchantress ban. I wonder if he plays Earth Spirit. I feel like it'd be a great Earth Spirit game here. You already have the Darkseer. We don't know who DC's going to get for their mid lane. They could still get something like a Puck or a Quap to be.
Well, it's Phantom Lancer mid.
Oh, like you're right. That's
right.
Stealing those C strats,
Yeah, I'm feeling it. I like it. It was actually funny when I watched a lot of SCA games at regional, and a team picked Juggernaut in SCA to counter, and apparently Juggernaut's their Phantom Lancer. Like, Juggernaut destroys Invoker.
Mm-hmm.
And I was asking one, I'm like, what? Why do they have a Juggernaut? He's like, oh, Invoker, are you dumb, Grant? I'm like, no, I don't think I am, but oh God, I'm sorry. Yeah,
why don't you know everything? Jesus.
It is funny. Heroes like that just beat Invoker with that early Poor Man Shield. He can't really harass them with the weakened Forge Spirits when they got nerfed, so those heroes run amok on Invoker. Not run amok, but they put up a fight, which most heroes can't against Invoker.
And the benefit that someone like Phantom Lancer has, being able to do what you were just talking about, but he's also pretty elusive in his own right, so even people roaming onto him in the mid lane are going to have a little bit of trouble getting a hold of him if he's able to, doppelgang away or something like that. Plus, I would wager DC could pull out some supports here who would be quick to rotate and assist if necessary. I'm just curious to see what Shazam are going to do to try to punish this PL mid lane, whether it be in the lane itself or indirectly on like a side lane and take advantage there or something.
Yeah, and I was just realizing, I can't believe a team ban Nature's Prophet versus Moo, and then it goes unpicked in the first phase and Shazam bans it out. Maybe they were expecting the Moo Furon and they had some for that, because we haven't seen a hero go unpicked or unbanned the first phase in like every single game in North America. That's crazy. And a Tusk, wow, okay.
So, a bit of a throwback, and this is not, obviously, not going to be a Savage Tusk, but the Mad Tusk. I thought Savage played a ridiculously good Tusk. That was all he played on Cloud9.
He did. I loved watching that. I think the other good team is Juby, IX, Mike run Darkseer Tusk a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if they want to run the same thing, but those two, I don't know, they just always win their lane. It's confusing to me. They can put the random heroes, but Darkseer Tusk is super good early game, even level 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And they pick a lion into it. That lion, I mean, it's going to be Misery, so I doubt we'll see him get picked off that much. He's a pretty smart guy.
He's a pretty good player. I heard he's, been a part of teams that have gotten some titles and won some
majors.
They won, he was on the team that won the last Nanyang, so he's a returning, champion, technically.
Wow. He won Nanyang and the last major, so he's won quite a few pretty good tournaments lately.
He's got some feathers in that fedora he wears, So
that he's tipping right now, yeah.
He's definitely tipping it. For a Mirana player, it kind of works out well. But you're right. I mean, Lion in lane, not able to be really a strong lane presence, but he is a high caliber player. He'll know his boundaries. But if not careful, you're right, Tusk, Darkseer, Ion Shell rolling in your face. You have no way to get out from trouble. It's going to be rough. And Shazam, it's Jason. It's Vengeful Spirit, Grant. We saw it yesterday. Every game. Can't really fault them on going for the Vengeful Spirit when it was still out there and available, and they needed that, hard 5/6/7 position.
Yeah, and Jason probably during like the second ban phase is like, please DC, respect ban my Vengeful. I don't want to play this anymore, please. And then apparently they're not scared of it though, so Jason's gonna make him be scared of it this game.
I am curious if he enjoys playing the hero or not, but it's Vengeful Spirit, so I don't know how you can find that enjoyable. You're just like, I'm just gonna wait back here, guys, and I'll have my R button ready if you get into shit. Oh, I gotta die.
It could be a little bit funner this game with the Tusk though. At least he's not the one who's forced to do stuff now.
That's true.
That kind of goes on Tusk, which makes Vengeful funner because your positioning super matters even more in this game because you want to get ready for Tusk to go in. You might have to go in with him. Who knows? You could just be a sacrificial lamb again. It could go crazy.
No, you're right about that, and it's just hard to fault them. I mean, whether you like the hero or not, the same way that people talk about how Universe hates playing Darkseer, but it suits him so well, and for most games it works out so well. In this case, it's really no different. Vengeful Spirit, Dire Side need this extra stuns because really you don't have any on the team right now, so you need that extra, some sort of lockdown to work with and some way to get whoever they may decide to go for their 5th and final pick out of harm's way if necessary. Now we go back to Digital Chaos, and they just snagged themselves a nice little gyrocopter pick. I actually would not have minded seeing this pick for Shazam, but I don't know if DC are factoring that in and denying it a bit, but I don't know. Gyrocopter pick up here for DC.
Yeah, Gyro's super good here because, I mean, Phantom Lancer is actually, like, probably your hardest carry here. And Gyro provides so much in the mid game with his, his level 6 ultimate with like the 60-second cooldown. He just runs and he puts out so much damage and can transfer into the late game. But you need someone who can fight with the team if PL's going to be the one farming.
Yeah.
And Gyro's pretty perfect for that.
does somewhat feel like, even though we were just mentioning how Gyrocopter can be ready to fight right away, depending on this pick and where this Doom does end up, I hope DC don't put themselves in a position where it gets too greedy, where everyone needs a lot. I mean, hell, even Lion needs the benefit of something like a Blink Dagger into the later portion of the game, so you don't want to be sticking him too low on the farm totem pole there. But then again, we round back to Misery, and I'm sure the guy will be able to find some farm some way if necessary.
Yeah, well, I assume, especially with the Gyro on his team now, he's gonna be stacking a lot of camps, and I mean, at least he's gonna find levels. He'll probably leech those with the Gyro, do all that. But yeah, Blink Dagger. I remember Peter was the one who said, he's like, Lion, man, that's a good hero. He said, Lion with a Blink, that's a totally different hero. Like, that's a tier 1 hero.
It really is.
Instant Hex is one of the best things to do in the game. It's like the best initiation ever.
Absolutely. If only they made like some sort of hero that would allow another hero to blink, it would just be god tier for someone like Lion, where he not have to worry about that luxury item. But you're right, and he's right on that note too.
5 seconds remaining.
We've seen Lion even be pretty much the pinnacle reason that the Secret won the Shanghai Major. But here we go, Phoenix, 5th pick.
Yeah, then looks like it's probably going to be a Doom offlane. It could be a Moo Phoenix. I doubt. I don't think we haven't seen a Phoenix offlane since I think OG played it for a bit.
Yeah, it's definitely been.
It's a Doom.
Yeah.
Oh, and there we go, Sven. This TC Sven wrecked the game 3 against FDL. If you didn't see it yesterday, TC, I believe he was 9-0-6. No, he's like 11-0-6. Insane farm. He was just two-shotting half the heroes. And if he has another game like that, that's exactly what Shazam needs.
Yeah, it is going to be something I'm sure DC will pay respect to. We did see TC get away with like having lots of ancient camp farming and pretty much had the game laid out for him. I would imagine DC are not going to let him do that. They have some roaming potential. Phoenix can kind of get around a bit. Lion will obviously be able to get around. And we know Moo's play style to definitely be a bit more proactive. So it's going to be interesting to see. But based on the draft, and we'll hop into it right now, folks. It's the grand finals of the American qualifier. It's going to be a best of 5. Winner of this series walks out with the invite to go to China and play at the Nanyang LAN. So.
Yep, and if you know Shazam made it to the finals of the regional qualifier, didn't quite make it. I think the worst one was, we saw how Complexity beat EG at Epicenter. That almost didn't happen. Shazam was up in the series, I believe, 2-1, and Complexity ended up taking it 3-2.
Yeah.
And it was because Shazam missed one rune. There was a double damage they skipped over, went for the base, didn't quite finish it, and I can't believe how close that series was. And that just goes to show how good Shazam is. They almost beat Complexity, a team who is getting top 8 majors and whatnot.
Now that they have had a small change-up since then, a lot of people were still kind of figuring out what was going on when they were coming into today. And obviously, if you haven't heard the news, Savage or SVG has stepped out of the player position and is pursuing more of a coaching position, not even for Shazam, but for a different team. This is coming from Brax's Twitter, of course. And, as it appears, we have Mad as their stand-in. Don't know if this is official or not. And because of this role change or this player swap out, this also means that Shazam are going to have to play in the open qualifiers for TI6. They will not be able to get an invite to the qualifiers. So
yeah, it's gonna be rough. And we already see actually Shazam. They must have been watching replays. You see that Sentry already countered DC's ward top. That's huge. Getting a ward early, man. That feels good, especially for Jason. I think he gave TC the gold though, but Jason's like, it's okay. I'll take the experience.
Absolutely.
The 12.
Oh, no more. Is it still a little bit experience?
Yeah, I think it's 25.
Okay, it's like nothing. The gold now, though, 100. Very, very
and
nice.
he gave it to TC. He's like, TC, get your mic. Come on, dude. I'm in my best already. You need to get that farm. And Doom started at the big camp jungle already.
Yeah, he's going to completely sack that lane. It looks like, and Moo's just going to go right to work, devouring this Wild Wing here. And I don't know, maybe he'll pick up some stacks and put some work with that Tornado. We'll have to see, but nonetheless, let the action begin, and already Mad doing his best. He wants to be a presence here in the mid lane and frustrate Wee as much as possible. They're going to lean in early. Nice little shards. Cold Snap, and Wee being blocked a bit will force him to get hit an extra bit of damage, but he's got that poor man shield grant and really is able to kind of absorb a lot of the excess damage here.
Yeah, and especially with MSS going Quas first. Oh, it's going to be a Quas Wex Invoker. I don't know if that's the... I don't really... I know I've watched the matchup a ton, but I don't really know how it goes. I just know PL Sumail says Peel should never lose this matchup, X-Sword or Quaswex, so
okay,
we'll see what Weehaw does.
And gotta note, Weehaw does have that fancy new Immortal Javelin here, folks, so drink it in, all right? And if you gotta have it, you can just throw your money away. Bottom lane, though, we see Misery already working with the pull camp here, him and Saksa. God, I hope I said
middle
that right.
lane, Weehaw already? He gets trapped in? But MSS doesn't want to tank tower.
Yeah, he's able to turn the corner and make it away from trouble, but they are definitely getting in the face here. We'll even poke him a few extra times here, but is allowing MSS to kind of have a safe opening here, but still not winning in the CS department. Plus, Matt had been soaking up some of that shared XP a bit, so if they can't find a way to make something really work in this mid lane, it could be a little bit of a rough time here for MSS. More so than how the matchup would be typically on paper.
Yeah, Misery already with the first item boots. He can just move around, keep resolution farming. I mean, neither team has somebody top. Well, Teal, Saksa. Oh, that's, man, I hate that name. I just hate it. But he's just sitting top, absorbing experience while Doom's in the jungle. So DC's already getting a little bit more out of their lanes.
Yeah, at least Saksa's been able to find a side spot right there where he can safely at least absorb some XP. So at least someone's getting something in that lane. Mad continues to roll through this lane, though, still nursing his mango if necessary, and only level 1. Would be a little bit easier if he had the snowball. And look at this, Weehaw manning up on the MSS, happy to trade. Now we'll be forced to step back. It goes for the lands, not the doppelgang, but has the bottle, and we'll be able to bottle up. MSS barely able to live past that nuke.
Yeah, I think that would have been a kill if he hit that tornado, but it just barely misses Weehaw, and this is quite the quick pace. This is quicker pace than we saw some of the other games, like the mid matchups earlier, and this is definitely something else. Effing Mad just trying to help out MSS as much as he can.
I could tell you, like, from the games I've tried, I've played the Spirit, and you're hanging around the mid lane, and when you're not able to get the job done, and you don't feel like you're doing a lot, it could definitely bring you down in the morale department a bit, and you begin to wander around and find where it's going to be a good home for you, because your farm on these kind of aggressive style heroes is typically coming from bringing down heroes and participating in these fights. Now he's going to find a new opportunity here in the top lane, but obviously with that Phoenix, the Icarus dive will allow him to make it away from any sort of trouble.
Dire's bottom tower.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for Tusk to really find kills. That one on PL they almost had, they really needed. I mean, Gyro and Line are the two they can only really kill, because, I mean, Doom Pop Scorched Earth, you're probably not going to bring him down early game. So Tusk is going to be not too big of a deal anymore, I think, until about level 6.
MSS could be in trouble here. We have a smoked up Misery Line and Mood Doom awaiting his return. Misery going to be able to get close enough with the help of those boots. Gets the Hex in. Scorched Earth out. Sunray comes. And, well, with all that firepower, they should be able to bring MSS down, and they will do so. Moo able to get that first blood as DC will strike first against Shazam.
Yeah, nice 4-man gank. Mad was looking, he wanted to snowball MSS, but he realized he'd just be wasting MSS's time. He was dead either way, so he didn't waste the mana or anything. Just let him go back to base, come back, but nice first blood. And I love how just 4 heroes randomly show up mid, like Saksa from top, just, I'm here, I'm Sunrang, and four heroes middle, just getting
I
easy
really don't
kill
know
on
how the
MSS.
hell he got from that top lane position to mid. I mean, we saw him not long ago, an attempted gank, I guess you could say, where he's able to Icarus dive away, but I guess he floated around for the rune timing at the 4-minute rune and happened to be there close, and I'm sure they were kind of just communicating that they're looking for the gank opportunity. They isolated where MSS was, and I mean, they just make it look smooth and synergetic. Something that, we've been seeing some of those other teams fighting their way through this bracket, still, missing that element to their game. So we'll see if Shazam can kind of bring their own flair here soon, because it's seeming like there's not going to be a big peaking window for him. If Tusk is not finding kills early, I doubt Venge is going to be able to find a whole lot. TC needs to farm. And then we already know Darkseer has got quite a build-up before he can participate in any sort of fight.
Yeah, no, the best thing though, Jason's actually level 4.5. This is the most he's gotten, like 3 double pulls, and he's getting a little bit of experience. I guess that's nice to have, but like we said, Vengeance level 6 is good at saving people, but if you want to win team fights, yeah, it's not the biggest team fight ability this early.
Yeah, and you don't want to just be relying on all these defensive abilities when you're trying to go in for your first big fight. Here comes 6-minute rune. It'll be snagged up by Wii. It's a bounty. Leaves the arcane up at the top, which it looks like MSS is going to start wiggling his way toward. It looks like they're looking for a setup here. Jason's also going to be joining in, going towards this rune, and hopes that maybe they can get a pick off on somebody like Wee, who is close by. He'll roll forward. Missile will hit, but that will be the end of it. Actually, the action was bottom, where they commit the call down and will kill Brax, the Darkseer.
That's just what they need to do. I mean, pretty much this game is, once again, poor TC. It's going to be a lot of it's on him, but they are rotating. Not even a smoke gank, but there's not a wall here. We'll see if Jason and Mad can do anything. They're going.
Let's see. They roll through. Jason Saksa, stuck, kind of sitting still a bit. Gets hit up with the stun, and all the bursts will be there to follow, including TC's stun.
Yeah, free tower now.
And the tier 1 also going to TC. This Sven, highest in CS at 52 and 9, and I can bet you as well he's up there at the net worth. Certainly is. 3.7k. Gyro, resolution here at the bottom. Also quiet from him until he gets that kill on Brax. But with that kill on Brax, he's also pretty far up there. He's got his phase already done, and it looks like he's going to go straight for the Yasha.
Yep. He's just going for that early game damage. They're just gonna. There might be a lot of 5-mana from DC actually, even with the PL. They have so much damage with this good early start. They can just run over him with a gyrocopter. But MSS does go Quas Wax, which means they have a lot of defensive. Like, if they want to defend, MSS can just reset the fight. I mean, Darkseer, once he gets his mech, can do the same as well. It's going to be a good old offense versus defense, I think, and tower pushes.
But you can still feel the thirst to get something done here in the mid lane from Shazam. MSS still trailing behind 24 CS to Weeha's 40 right now, and I can feel almost just the tense atmosphere because he keeps getting all these PL illusions in his face due to the continuous lance damage that Wee's able to punch out there with the help of that bottle. So.
Yeah, and he does have the new lance. I know you were asking.
Yeah, that new fancy lance. It's pretty obnoxious when he shoots it. Actually,
yeah, it really
a crazy anime nuke.
It just looks like a lantern, a pointy lantern.
Like
to
Tinkerbell
me.
probably lives in that thing. You know?
Oh, that's true. Tinkerbell, of course. Nice lady. Wait, is it a man or a lady? It's a lady.
It's like
right?
a pixie, right? I don't know if they have a.
Well, what's Puck? I'm just gonna assume it's the same gender as Puck.
Fairy dragon.
All right, fairy dragon. That's what we'll call her then. Him.
Him. But.
Hammer, yeah. So, I think the biggest thing, TC, he's got his treads now, and we saw last time we said maybe TC should get involved in early kills. He actually really didn't, and it paid off. TC added so much farm. I think his first fight was like 20 minutes in. He got the blink next. He's just stunning Saksa, just getting him out of lane. But I think when he gets blink, we might see Sven try to get a little more initiated this game.
Yeah.
That should be around the 12-minute mark, maybe, depending on stacks. One set of stacks, and a couple more at the big camp bottom. He's actually not... He stacked Ancients once, but he's stacking that big camp more there. Interesting.
And they got the big camp here. Resolution will knock it down with the help of his call down, but look who's rolling in from behind.
Misery.
And a beautiful ward will be planted. They could set this whole thing up. Who are they going to go for first? They're going to go right for Resolution. Snowball's going to be there. MSS also looking to intercept, will assist and KS it with a nice little right click. And they get the Tornado EMP. Shards are not going to get the block. And because of it, Misery will be able to get under the safe tower.
That's a big kill. They catch that. I didn't even see him. I was like, oh, this will be an easy kill on Misery. And then I see Gyro half HP, and yeah, he gets dropped quick.
Yeah,
middle lane though.
I mean, he did just get the glyph.
He didn't have one, so Weehaw gets free tower. He's probably pretty happy about that. Oh, MS, look at he has to TP out, man. That is rough.
Yeah, one nuke and he's got to go all the way back to base. Even if you hesitate for like the 1 second, you could risk even dying to that. That's
yeah, especially I noticed he had a double damage. So yeah, he would have just died. He's like, ah, son of a gun.
He lets it go, and they'll continue trying to make their stacks work. There was a sentry there on the ground. It got taken care of there by Jason, and he will be able to make a new stack. But as we see, Weehaw already spots it out, and he's kind of hanging out in that neighborhood here. They are reading the situation, anticipating that TC is going for it next. He actually is already working with a nearby neighboring stack. This is a lot of money for TC. And as you already mentioned, you know, Shazam recognized that DC just forfeited that top lane, so TC did not participate in any fights. He went full farm mode, which TC is very good at doing. And now it's just going to keep blowing up. He does not move forward for the Ancient Camp, which is the smart call because there's a ton of DC members here at the bottom. They might go for that stack after this tier 1.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Moo just takes it. And I also noticed it looks like TC isn't going for the blink, like I said. He's just either Sanjin Yasha or straight up BKB. I don't know which one it is.
Weehaw invis mid lane, but there's a sentry down, so MSS goes right into the Ghost Walk. get the hell out of there.
Yeah, then this could be the classic 16-minute Invoker behind Midas, but we've seen, I think Monkeys Forever one time had a 22-minute Invoker first item Midas. They ended up winning that game, so, I mean, it's a big deal, but
that's Monkeys.
It's coming backable, if that's a thing.
That can be a word.
And look at it, the smoke. They think Sven's going for this ancient stack. Luckily, he is not, just a creep chilling.
All right, DC.
But TC could be in trouble middle now.
Yeah, okay, what are they going to do about it? They'll see TC and they can come in from the rafters here. There's a ward for them, but TC has no idea, and there's going to be the dive. He needs help. Icarus Dive's going to be out, and there's no help there. He goes down right away. It just happens so fast, there's really not much you can do to help him. And in fact, the one help that does show up in Mad shows up a bit too late. He gets fingered right in the backside, and he goes down. A two-man drop. They do lose Moo at the same moment in the bottom lane, but a better trade for DC, and they are quickly turning it into a tier 2 push.
If they are, and they're already, look at Teal already TPing bottom to tier 2. He's ready. If someone can TP into tier 1, they might be able to just kill Brax again. He still has Egg, too. They killed TC. They didn't even have to commit that much, surprisingly.
Nope. In fact, they didn't even need the finger to burst him down. That finger was saved for the extra kill in Mad, so they might get Saksa here. Jason rolls in from behind. The Doom is going to go out into Brax. That's where Jason shows himself, decides to hit the missile onto the bird. And Brax is on the run, but he's got Resolution right on his tail, and that's going to be the end of it. Can't even get to the creeps for the deny, and that will also mean Jason's going to be going down to the mighty Hadouken, coming out from Moo. Well done. And that makes it 4 kills from across the board for DC. They push up to 6-3 now, and their net worth also continues to climb, over 3K already.
Yeah, I think the biggest change here is they have to somehow let Sven take those stacks. Shazam has to find a way to secure him. He gets the last stack. He's probably going to get in. Look at Orange is already looking at it. He knows it's there. I think there's going to be a big team fight at these stacks.
Oh, I actually recently realized. I told you to turn your open mic on, but then I failed to do it myself. So sorry, everybody in the client. Hello, hello, hello.
Hey. Oh, they already heard me. They're probably like, this moron's just talking to himself, but he's barely, like, talking. I don't know.
Well, that's a typical great cast, to be honest. I mean.
Oh, come on, man. Yeah, it really is, so.
It's a great cast, though. I didn't
just
say
some American. Oh, and they're okay. So they're just going for it.
They need to get this stack. TC knows that this recovery bit of farm is required, and obviously with the help of the God Strength, he'll easily be able to truck down that mighty stack. He's got to get that BKB online, it looks like.
Oh, no, it's an Echo Saber. I don't know. We keep forgetting. He always goes that. We're just, I feel like we're dumb.
We're not dumb. We just are, you know, it takes us a while. It's not Dota 1 anymore. You know, if only it was simpler times when everybody had an aura, a stun, and maybe a crit. And it was that.
Maybe. Yeah, a crit or a mantle, like break or something. Yeah, or a mana break, yeah. Ooh, and Treads on. I actually thought Moo was going to go Midas. He just goes Treads. And they're just buffing up for this mid-game, I think. When Gyro goes online in about now, actually, we might see a couple tower pushes from DC.
All works.
But they're fine. They're going to
Yeah, pretty great for their timing. I mean, they're already on the up and up, and their lineup is looking to peak at this time. I mean, this is just working out beautifully across the board. Beautiful doppelganger from Wii. Just, I mean, even TC, he kind of came out from the shadows on that one, but he was still able to get the doppelganger off and avoid the stun.
And then, oh, the smoke ink middle. Where are they going to go? Looks like just bottom?
Roche is up. I don't know if the three of them can do it. So
yeah, I'm thinking without maybe if he had lifesteal they could, but no, I mean they could go and do. Oh, this is a Jason. This wouldn't be the bad. They don't really want Jason. Oh, they're like, oh, what the hell?
Don't they see that sentry right there?
Oh,
they're
MSS.
Still dancing under it. But MSS is going to be the one dive down here in the bottom lane. Insta Doom and Rocket Barrage and insta dead. MSS goes down. It's been a real difficult game for him in this one. He's about like 5th, 6th in the net worth right now, and 2-2-0.
That was real. I'm surprised. He had a little bit slower reactions. I feel like he could have swatted. Did they even? They have vision. Yeah, that's sentry. It wouldn't have mattered either way, but they could have made him waste a sentry. But yeah, smoke gangs. DC are showing teams how to use smoke gangs. They always get something out of it. Instead of just like maybe just running around. Oh, let's go top. Maybe there'll be someone sitting behind it. They always had they had Jason as a fallback. They could have just killed him if they really wanted.
Well, they'll eventually be able to bring down this tier 2 in the mid lane. Will DC. They will reevaluate here. Looks like Saksa is very close to his Midas build-up. We'll take the time to plant down a pretty deep ward right in the Shazam territory here. Brax, one of the later times we've seen him been able to get this mech complete, but he is getting close. Still about 200 gold away, and they will be able to benefit from that. What do you think they could do? They get the mech, and I mean, are they even in that kind of shape where they could just come together as 5 and make something happen, or do they need to continue to play this one a bit more passive in the meantime?
I think if he gets the mech, they can maybe try to sneak a Roshan. I think Radiant's always going to be looking around for him. If they sneak a Rosh, that'd be big. Then they can just go back, maybe farm like 2 or 3 minutes, wait for God Strength, and they could possibly smoke gank into a fight. I think they do need something like Roshan first, though.
Well, they are kind of hanging in that area right now. I don't see a smoke. Oh, there is one on Mad. They're looking for a place to do it. They got to be careful. If they do it by TC here, it will be detected by this ward. Are they going to go for it? Ooh, there's a courier. They see a smoke on Mad. The courier's got the blink dagger for TC, it looks like. All this information acquired by DC, but they're going to make the jump from mid lane onto Brax. Let in stun coming out from Misery. Finger, Sunray. He's got that mech, though. Surge is up. He's on the run, but nope. Moo's got the Scorched Earth burning beneath his little feet, and he will go down.
Infernal Blade, Scorched Earth. A lot of damage over time, and he just picks up the... It's in Shadow Amulet, so he's going to have a Shadow Blade here soon. He's going to be able to doom whoever he wants, pretty much. And look at, they just transfer that kill into a top tower, probably.
I don't see anyone from Shazam really kind of working that way. They finally do the smoke, but it's under that ward. Look at them. They go right into a high ground position where they will be able to easily see the rotation coming in from Shazam. This could be a game-ending fight, but I like this move. Mad first sends up the Sigil, and we'll be able to see them in that direction. They change course. They're going to try to come in more from directly on the eastern side. Oh, they got the trap on Misery. Tornado, EMP. He turns back, not going to be able to get it off. Will be going down. It looks like, but they got Jason to low ground. Resolution going to isolate him. And, well, we'll see. Rolling forward with the power of TC. Can they get enough burst? TC's been doomed up, but Weeha's happy to man fight him here and will be able to get him down. Meanwhile, Resolution will be able to get that finish. Also taking down Mad's Tusk. MSS goes into Ghost Walk, and it doesn't look like they have the detection for him, but there is a homing missile actually heading his way. Maybe a Sunray right over that spot. It looks like he'll be able to outrun it. But Brax, though, not going to be able to make it out. Or will he? There's the TP. He's good. He would have been taken down, of course, with the help of the Diffusal Blade, adding the extra bit of chase. But in the end, it's still a big DC fight, even with the chase coming out from Shazam.
Yeah, look, Shazam actually looked decent in that team fight until Doom came out on TC, and then the spirits from Phoenix made it so he just did no damage. He was doomed, did no damage, and then got focused down by PL. And yeah, the Phantom Lancer with Diffusal Blade just puts in so much work on a Sven who attacks once every 5 seconds.
And the Sven, or sorry, the PL's not even the huge heavy hitter in this one, at least in terms of net worth. It's Resolution who's kind of the big king on the block right now, and he is going to get that much more kind of immortal, when this BKB gets complete. And then MSS is really going to be left scratching his head in these fights, and it's going to be a real tough time here. I don't already see it going smoothly for Shazam the remainder of this game, but maybe a crafty smoke play or some sort of misplay here from DC could open up some opportunities, given if the rubber band is pretty forgiving. But outside of that, this is going to be a tough hill to climb for Shazam.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that top fight could have been great if they got him on that hill, but of course the Radiant had a ward, scouted out the smoke, and DC almost just killed them all right there, but a smart play from Mad with the Sigil, like you said, and saved him a little bit, and here we go, the smoke gank's coming again. This is a do or die. If you see him get 5-0 here, you're going to expect a good game.
Yeah.
But it looks like
they
might
need
get
a boost, and I mean, they can get a Misery kill, which is nice, but they would need a lot more. Oh, the roll is actually on the creep, but they are going to get the jump for Saksa. We'll finish off Phoenix. They're looking for more. Swap back set it from Jason, but Moo, he's got that Shadow Blade, and he will just easily step out. And Shazam will stand round back and finish up this Tier 1 tower, and at least benefit the gold from there. So what do you think? I mean, taking down a Phoenix and taking a Tier 1, was that good enough for the smoke, or what do you think they might have wanted more?
First smoke, yeah, it was decent enough. They got 2 things out of it. They didn't get like the most. If they could have somehow killed Moo there, it would have been super good. But TC's not dying. Trying to get the BKB up now. They could have possibly gone if they went right for Roche, but they didn't have the God Strength up. And here we go. We actually see Radiant moving over to them.
Moves on his Shadow Blade path right now. They're going to see Jason. He just pops him on the head with the Infernal Blade, not looking to commit the Doom for this target. And there goes the Lance. They're going to block him off a bit with the help of Mad. Jason tries TP, but that homing missile, doesn't matter. Resolution's right there. Just pops him with one shot in the back, and that will finish off the Vengeful Spirit out for 30 seconds. No buyback, but it's a low enough death timer that if DC are to make an approach for the high ground, she should be back and ready to go, but nonetheless, it's a DC movement, and they get their one pick.
And they're gonna let Moo's ready to get back in the fight. He actually buys a Clarity and Fountain there. He's like, I'm just gonna Clarity up and heal a little bit quick. You see people do that with health potions late game, but never really seen a Clarity used like that. It doesn't really give you that 3.8 mana per second.
It's so he can, I guess, Scorched Earth on the way out, and then by the time he comes back, I don't really know.
Just Moo doing Moo things. I'm surprised they're not going for Roche now. They would. Oh, Mad sees Misery here. Oh, don't give. That's a lot of gold. Oh no. Well, 90 gold for Misery, and he has his Blink and 700 gold now.
And soon to have a bit more with this Roche here, unless Shazam can do something about it. I don't know, Brax, maybe that Brax big vacuum cliff play, you know? But he's way on the other side of the world.
They're doing it so sluggish. I mean, DC doesn't have they don't have a good Roche on team. They're seeing like, Gyro, can you do a little bit more damage? And they just have to back out, so I guess that's the good thing about being on Dire's side, and the Radiant team doesn't have a Roche team.
Yeah, that was funny. Actually, one of the first missed calls of the game for DC, just kind of feeling like they had the opportunity to go in there and go for it. And they even had some decent vision around the corner to see if there was anyone from Shazam approaching. And we just saw them use a smoke, so do they even have a smoke to work with? I don't think they do, unless they're holding one, and they're not. But I guess you're right, you know, without the damage, they can't do it. So DC will pop their own smoke now, maybe take a big team fight, and then fall back for the Roche. Let's see what they do.
Brax has a Blink and a TP. He needs to do it now, though. He needs to start setting up that tier 2, but the problem is Dire has a little bit of vision. Did they see the smoking? I didn't even notice. Did they smoke right under that ward?
I think they smoked more south of it, but they are definitely posturing up as if they did see it, so maybe you are right. They are just waiting in the base right now. Even Brax is now waiting in the trees. So I don't know if it's just they can't see anyone or if it's that they know they smoked.
That's a really good ward by, we've seen two good wards. One by DC at the top there by the Ancients that didn't get scouted out, and that one by Dire right now. It's not getting countered, and it sees so much. It sees if someone's farming the jungle, if someone's going to Roche, or if they smoked up like they possibly did. Oh, Yellow. Yellow's pinging, and now Brax's like, uh-oh, I'm not going out there again.
Yeah, Brax will probably be stuck here for a bit. Does have a TP, of course, to make it out from trouble, but Jason hustling forward here. Does not have a level 2 swap, though. The range is a bit minimal, even if he was able to scout someone out there. So we'll have to kind of let that opportunity go, but it's obvious there is tension around this Roche pit for both teams. Shazam definitely have the more capable Roche lineup here, but, you know, DC for certain not going to let Shazam do it for free, because that would be a step that they need to get back in this game.
Yeah, exactly. Shazam has a good Roche team, and DC doesn't, but DC has an extremely good counter Roche team. I mean, that's exactly what Phoenix himself just counters a Roshan team so well. He can egg anywhere, and you might not be able to see him. You might be able to, but you have 10 Embers, the spirits on you, and not what you can do. They just want Sven to get a blink here, and they might do something, and he has it in about 100. Even MSS has a blink now.
Does look like they want the Sven to finish out the BKB first, possibly here, but we'll have to see. And Weehaw with the hood. All right.
Oh, if TC went like one step to the left 5 seconds earlier, they might have had a kill on Weehaw actually.
It is hard to get a hold of him though, because
you have to channel your stuns.
Yeah, all of their approach and their stuns is like pretty obvious. It's coming. You know, the Sven stun pretty slow. Snowball. It's like, oh well, magic missile.
Oh, look at middle. That sentry ward. They might be able to see Weehaw here.
Ooh, if he keeps moving up.
Oh, he doesn't though. Okay, that could have been some Shazam needed, but Weehaw plays it smart. He's like, I'm just gonna farm whatever.
Those are just some of those unique moments that these players are not going to know of until they go back and check the replay. Like, oh man, if I actually happened to go this way a bit, I would have had to jump on the Weehaw, and Weehaw will see like, oh, if I went 4 steps this way, I would have been detected. That's what's nice for us being the map hackers here and checking the whole
we,
map.
I know, and then even then we still miss a lot of stuff. That just goes to show how complex a Dota is. You know, you
so
can always find something new.
Thousands of heroes, millions of skills.
Couple items here or there.
You know, a few hats, some.
I love the hats.
You know, but still, we have been kind of in a slow period here for the past 5 minutes or so. If we look at where the farm's been going, it's still plateaued a bit. Maybe still tweaking in the favor of DC, so they're getting a bit more on the map as it is, but you know, as we already mentioned, Roche is a bit awkward for both teams at the moment. One not able to do it, and the other not able to do it because the other team's really good at countering it. So it is just kind of a lot of Shazam putting their bodies on the backs of TC. He does have that BKB now done. Has the blink good to go.
Brax has to be. They have that ward you see on the very right side of the map. The Radiant does. They see Brax. And when we've seen that ward pay off for DC versus Shazam, that actually happened again. And I remember Brax got picked off in a game, and they died. Those wards are so nice on those hills. It makes you have to think now.
So here comes the approach from DC. They decide it's their time to move forward. Getting rid of this tier 2 also would create a bit more space for them to comfortably do the Roche without having Shazam to get to an easy access point. They get the tower down to half of its life. Good scouting from Mad. They will see Weehaw there. And as you mentioned, they already have ward, not just on that right side, even on the left side. So both sides covered in this lane from DC. They can see an approach from any angle. They have to come from the north, and that is a very difficult fight for Shazam. So they might have to sack this one. Misery does make the jump. A quick swap back on MSS. They don't even want to risk it. They'll have to wait 40 seconds to get that swap back again, but DC gets their tower. Now they look to go for Misery. They go the EMP to the high ground. Misery, though, is still far away. Oh, they get him. One more right click comes out from MSS, and that ward on the high ground allows them to do it. So quickly they ping it out, and they're like, there's a ward up there.
Yeah, I love that. Like the quadruple, like the super 20 times ping. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's obvious. That's obvious.
And TC still has ult. Okay, this could be a... I don't know if they can do Roche here. They would be risking a lot if they did. And look, they're already scouting it out. They could... Oh, he could, like, one-shot Soxa if he wanted.
He's going in. He's thinking about going for it. They're going to make the call. He begins. The Echo Saber ticking out, providing the extra DPS necessary to get this done fast. And fast is how it has to be done because DC are flirting around right now, and they have all that choke point team fight. Let's see if they're going to dish it out. There goes the call down. TC needs to find a way out. Without a swap, it's going to be a lot harder. There goes the BKB, and he wants the man fight. Fighting their way through the wall. They make it out from the pit, and TC goes for the chase on the Wee, though. Doppelgang. Sidestep, making back it away, looks to re-engage, steps out and makes it out. Sasuke in the pit, dishing out the Sunray. 3 go down from Shazam. DC lose nobody on this one. Even Mad going to be going down. Tries to get out the Walrus Punch and a snowball, but it just delays the inevitable. He will also be taken care of. DC will get this Roche, and it looks like this could be the beginning of the end once they begin to finally go for the base.
Yeah, and that wasn't even a terrible fight for Shazam. They got Weehaw and Resolution down super far, but the egg was in such a perfect position that even with the BKB TC, he had to run down, and he missed a lot of auto-attacking opportunity because of it, and the little bit of extra farm on DC, 10,000 goldish, was enough to take that fight. And he has a butterfly now.
They're going in, and as you mentioned, with the butterfly now, they're not really going to have a lot to kind of hit down this mighty core Resolution. That's the tier 3 dropping here. Shazam maybe one final hurrah here, but already the chips are stacked against them. Tier 3 goes down and they begin to hustle out, but they have to make something out of it, and they go hustle out into a call down. Welcome mat dropped by Resolution here. Now MSS gonna get stunned up for Misery. There goes the Lance, and now the fight breaks out. Resolution stands, plants, and tries to get out as much damage as possible, but he will lose his Aegis here. Weehaw, though, isolates Brax. Brax, nice swap back comes out from Jason to save his Darkseer. Ends up being a 1-for-1 trade, and it's only support, so it's not as rewarding as Shazam are going to be hoping for. They need more. They need a lot more.
Yeah, surprisingly, the Resolution got more from that kill than TC got from his support. I don't know how that works out, but apparently DC comes ahead in that 1-for-1 trade. They get the melee racks too. That's so much better than getting a ranged rack. So middle lane will always have to be a concern now for Shazam. And they keep getting so close to killing either Weehaw or Resolution, but I mean, my grandpa told me almost only counts in horseshoes, hand grenades, and something. What's the other one?
Horseshoe, hand grenades, and
something.
That's hilarious. Top lane, Weehaw, as you mentioned, still being a slippery little pickle here, able to kind of avoid the trouble. And he'll hustle back, and I was going to see if DC wanted to play with those cooldowns a bit with the God Strength already being committed, but they are not going to go right back on the offensive here. They'll wait for their brother Misery to kind of get back in. Misery now with the Force Staff, even more kiting potential. Typically a strong counter to something like the Sven. I don't know. DC just kind of have everything going their way at the moment, and it's continued pressure on Shazam to pull out something a bit different here and try to get back in the plus somehow.
Yeah, but here's the 4-man smoke gank. Was it? Someone's pinging. Is that scouted out? I don't believe it was. Uh-oh, and middle lane TC could be in a lot of trouble. Oh, wow. Well, TC call out. Wow.
Yeah. He is out of there, and unfortunately DC are going to miss their mark and have to let that one go. So they draw out a new game plan. They'll just get this top lane pushed in and kind of work between the top and the mid lane, having that big advancement. And,
oh God, Brax, be careful. They know he's there. He just put an Ion Shell. They're looking for him.
The safe play would be just to step out, but he is going to see if he can get that one extra Ion Shell out there. Yeah, there we go. Oh no! That's when they make their jump. He goes right for the blink, and he'll make it out. Man, he's living on the edge right there.
It was, and he gets the lane push, and he's like, oh, that was worth it. I planned that the entire time.
Now, we got that extra 30 seconds, so we'll see if Shazam can make some work out of that little bit of space created from the very brave Brax on that one. But DCR still slowly inching down this top lane, looking to make their approach. What will Shazam look to do here? Do they have a new smoke? It looks like they do. One on to Mad. They're going to try to maybe find a good spot to do it. And I don't know. Hope for some sort of behind the back play here. It's really all they could bank on. Looks like this will be the spot.
Oh no! I like how they placed the sentry like after they smoke. I'm like, man, maybe you should have placed that before. But
that way, that if we see it, we can be like, ah, well, fucking this.
Well, we're baiting out the counter smoke play so they know we're coming.
Oh, that's.
Oh, but we are.
This could be it. Will we are? Oh, he doppelgangs. That might have been a convenient doppelgang after finishing the camp, but nonetheless, they'll still make the go for him. TC will get the stun off. Force forward, though, coming out from Misery. Misery will be the new focus, and he will be taken down. The hustle continues from Mad, trying to get a hold of Wee, but Wee's already in a good position. We'll turn back onto him, and Mad should go down. And here comes the egg, stopping all the rest of Shazam from making any sort of approach. Brack should be going down next. 4 quickly hit the deck as Resolution just easily manpowers right through TC. MSS, the lone survivor, is just going to have to hustle away. He'll get that Midas in first, though. So
yeah, he knows. He learned from me. If you ever don't get a good Midas timing, I swear to God, MSS.
Do not.
But he gets it.
Man. But he's still hanging around. Tornado off. Moo though, no blink. So
look at that ice wall.
Yeah,
no sir.
Wall, he's not going to allow anyone to come. But DC is coming, and the only buyback is on TC at the moment. They will have Mad in about 3 seconds, but they don't have Brax. They don't have that wall. They don't have that vacuum wall, that huge high ground defense. So DC are just going to go right on in and disrespect the House of Shazam right now.
And pretty easily. I mean, they don't want to commit TC only has 15 seconds. They don't want to. Like, they're fine with just losing this Rax and the last middle one. We'll see if DC just backs out of that or if they just go for the end here.
It's game 1. Just go for the end. Let's go. Oh, they will probably back out. It is grand finals, so.
Yeah, this is a trip to China, what everyone always wanted to do in the Western scene.
I went once. And we got a game underway. I mean, Shazam in the base looking to try to, survive.
Yeah, they're trying to survive. Look at that, the Eidolon of MSS. Or an Eidolon, what's it called? Effigy. Effigy, Eidolon. Yeah, it's whatever. That's golden and sparkly.
Wait, where is it? Oh, is that the new one?
Oh, it probably is, huh? Wow,
perfect position. He could have done better.
Yeah, he could have made it like soar above the haters and put a phoenix. That's a classic, I believe. That's
the rustling of the neckbeards or something like that.
Yeah,
that would have been.
I would have given him a thumbs up.
But not getting one from me.
Yep. I like Brax's Effigy, of course. A shout out to a different game, but some special Brax. You are. Very top of the throne.
Hail the mighty Tibbers.
It's when you laugh out loud.
Okay.
It's a shout out to that game.
Oh, I've never played that game, so I would not know what a Tibbers is. Sorry.
Oh, okay. It just sounds cute, though, so that's it. You know Brax loves his cute stuff.
He loves cute stuff, for sure.
Yep. And they're just... They don't even care.
They got to do something, though. Let's see if they do. Tornado EMP under resolution. They get the force out. He'll still be pretty low on the mana, though. Weehaw finishes off that tier 3, and this is Mega Rex right now. Shazam need to do something to stay alive. DC, well, they are just coasting into getting this Rax, getting the Megas, and taking game 1 of this best of 5. And Shazam, we know a team that, you bring him down. How bad is it for Shazam to lose game 1? Because I feel like most of the time when these two teams play, Shazam usually start with an advantage. Like maybe they'll win game 1, and once they lose, it's just loss kind of a thing. But Brax does get dropped by the Doom.
Yeah, you're right. I think the one times they have won the series, they've won game 1, but hey, there's always something new in the world. Look at they bring down Moo and Lion.
Okay, that's a pretty big boost. But is this a team that can hold off Megas for the next?
Oh, absolutely not.
TC can, but for the rest of them.
TC and Meteor can do a little bit. Of course, he's not Exort, but they're playing this. They want to keep going. Maybe
mind games
learn
now.
a little bit more. Yeah, it
Make
is.
Them
they want
sweat for it.
Exactly. You might as well, I guess.
It's a long series. Maybe they'll win the fatigue game, forcing DC to, be in that situation where like, oh, they should just forfeit. Yeah, but Shazam are not gonna. They're not gonna back down. They're gonna make them get inside the base and just take down the throw themselves.
Yeah, exactly. They took down 2 heroes there, an offlaner and support, so they know they can still kill heroes.
Or they're trying to get TC a rapier. It looks like he's got about 5K. So, maybe 2 Swift rapier hitting Echo Saber. I don't know.
Ooh, into a Brax vacuum? Yeah, hey, it's possible. The Wombo, that's probably why they're still staying in it. We haven't seen one
factor,
Yeah, we haven't seen one Darkseer Sven. I still remember the first time I saw that. Was it who was it? It was Fear and somebody. That might have been Fear and Jo, and I remember when I first saw that combo.
Oh, you're going way back to old EG.
Yeah, when they did the Darkseer Sven one, I remember it's still video, and God, it was sick.
And then it came back, and then it went away, and now it's back again. Darkseer's like always in the meta. It's just when Sven is in the meta.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, that's probably why they're staying in. They have a chance. You hit the 5-man vacuum wall into a Sven hit, and you never know what can happen.
Let's see if they can do it. They got to hit a home run, and their home base is just crumbling before them. So let's see. DC, though, pretty smart team. We'll watch their positioning. I'm sure they're going to try to stay far apart, but they'll have to clump up to hit the throne. That's where Brax strikes. So let's see. The one-and-done deal, if they'll be able to do it, is Rax are all down. Tier 4 is now down, and there's the jump. There's the vacuum. Resolution moves for his own call down. Mad rolls on forward. TC, they decide to go for Misery here. I think he's going to get dropped, and it's over. I mean, TC's already taken a lot of damage. Game has been called, and that will do it. It looks like Digital Chaos. Team Suns fan will take game number 1 of this best-of-5 final.
Yeah, but from getting this old team getting gate kept, I think, out of like 5 lands onto this new DC that's going to qualify for 5 lands. They might not even have time to play them all, but a pretty convincing game 1. I mean, Shazam, they didn't get completely assimilated. I don't think that's the right word. Completely destroyed, but I mean, DC was they were in charge the whole time. So if DC can pull that off 2 more times, you can expect a 3-0. If Shazam can get a little better early game, and I think this goes back to the PL pick. It was just such a good pick versus that Invoker. They wanted MSS to get the Invoker, make him feel safe, and boom, Phantom Lancer first pick.
We'll have to see if Shazam are going to pull out something a bit different for game number 2, or if they're just going to try to shake this one off. But nonetheless, DC are looking sharp, and if they keep this pace going, they could lead to a quick 3-0, as you mentioned. So we'll see how the story pans out. That's just game number 1, folks. I'm KotLGuy. That's GrandGrant. When we come back, game 2 of the Nanyang American Qualifier final, as it's DC versus Shazam. We'll see you soon.